We're thrilled to be picked as the leader in the PAC conference going into this season. Of course, we know that this is going to be determined at the end of October with the PAC conference meet, and so all of our energies are going toward trying to get prepared for that. Feel pretty good about the team. We've got a lot of returning guys, and as far as I can tell, people seem to be doing what they were supposed to over the summer. So at this point, I do feel like we have a pretty strong team. But as always, Waynesburg is going to be extremely good this year. They had a very young team last year, and I really think that they're going to be a threat. Grove City, as always, is going to be a great team. They're very well coached, and they're going to come ready to go. And I just know that a lot of the programs in the PAC are up and coming. So as much as it's great to be picked to be the leader of the PAC at this point, it's all going to come down to how we perform on Saturdays. So we're looking to do the best we possibly can, and we'll see how the chips fall. Yeah, we lost an awful lot from last year. Of course, Chancellor Poole, who was a 3-time national qualifier in cross country, 2-time All-American in the 1500, and quite honestly, we can't replace that. Plus his leadership ability and those sorts of things. It was nice, it was great going into meets last year knowing no matter how big the meet was, that we were going to score very low with that top guy. And I think we're going to have a little difficult time doing that this year. We're not going to have that upfront runner. Also, Andrew Razanoskis was a big loss for us. He was a great leader on the team. He was a second and third man for us. So we really do come into the season having lost a lot from last year. Now, having said that, we had some guys who had fantastic track seasons. Brandon Morton was third in the 1500 in the PAC conference, and he looks to be running great. Jimmy Farnan was fourth in the PAC in the steeplechase, and he looks to be running great. Sawyer Pollender had a great summer of training, and he's going to be back, ready to run. Eric Porter is going to be a senior for us. He should be one of the top finishers in the PAC, I believe. And Brandon Holmes is another senior who I think he's going to surprise some people. He did a lot of good work this summer, and all throughout his career, he's just improved every single year. So I see those guys. And then, of course, Vince Tonzo, who was the 800-meter champion in the PAC conference. Of course, 8K is not really his event, but he's a really tough runner, and I think he's going to give us some extra depth as well.
The fall season.
Yeah, one of the things we always do in the spring is we meet as a team without the seniors. And that way, I think it really hits it home with the guys. Hey, Chancellor's not going to be here next year. Raz isn't going to be here next year. And I think at that point, they start to internalize. I think the guys who are juniors at that point, who will be seniors for us now, start to realize that it's their time to step up, because those guys who have kind of dominated in the past with either their performances or their presence, we realize they're not going to be there. And so I like to do that going into the summer so that they have that burden on them over the summer. Because quite honestly, I can only do so much now. These guys hopefully have been training for 2 or 3 months on their own. If they haven't been doing that, there's not a whole lot that Coach Schneider and I can do with them at this point. So, getting them to realize that early on in the spring that these guys are not coming back, I think is key. But we're in our camp week now, and as much as we're doing some running and some other things, the main thing is getting the team together and having the leaders on the team step up this week and become leaders. And without having Chancellor and Raz and some of these guys here, I think we do see some guys who are stepping up and are willing to and want to fill in that role. Yeah, we're going to be starting our season with the Duquesne Duels a week from Saturday, and we do that every year. Part of the reason for doing that is to kind of humble ourselves. Sometimes we get to thinking that we're a really good team, and then we go over there and we see what Duquesne has to offer and some of these other Division I schools, and I think it puts things in the right perspective. It shows us that we have work to do. And so it's a very convenient meet for us, but I think it also serves the purpose of getting our mindset straight, that as good as we might think we are, we're not really that good. And I think it gets the guys focused and to work on the things that they know they need to work on to become better as a team.